Welcome, boys and girls, back to the orb. I know all you less than adequate subcretins want to watch some good magic, so we have a top 16 game here today. Vicent and myself are playing our match, best of three. This is Vicent's deck. He is running a full package of Granite Gargoyles, 3 Sedge Trolls, and 3 Sarah Angels for his offense and creatures. He also has, for some chip damage, Vice in there, 4 Chain Lightnings, 4 Lightning Bolts, a package of Swords to Plowshares to take care of your creatures, Disenchants, a Divine Offering, Blood Moon to keep your dual lands honest and back to red, or mountains, a Wheel, and 2 land taxes, or about half of his points. When I saw the land taxes in here, I kind of expected, especially with the red, to see Land's Edge somewhere. No Land's Edge in his deck. He is just out to go pick up those 10 basic lands, thin his deck, dump them down, and then slam a Sarah Angel down your throat. He also has 2 factories sitting up top for some added pressure, a Fellwar Stone for some mana fixing. His board has a couple more points with the Armageddons. He can speed up his deck real quick with Savannah Lions, Spirit Links to take your creatures offline, Terror to remove them from play, 2 COP Reds to say no thank you to quick direct damage and fire from the other side. So I do like this deck. It's something new and neat I haven't seen before. And moving on to my deck, this month I made a few changes. Added in Psyblast, which I don't care for a whole lot, and Power Sync. So I think those will cycle out here. The next version of this deck I make, which I believe I'm going to skip next month. In there to take care of your creatures coming at me are 4 Swords to Plowshares, 2 Wrath of Gods, and 1 Balance. To deal with artifacts and enchantments, 3 Disenchants, a Chaos Orb. My mana fixing comes in the form of 1 Llanowar Elf, 3 Birds of Paradise. And my draw engine is from those Sylvan Libraries and the Sinbads. My points come from Time Lock, Balance I already mentioned, and Ancestral Recall. This deck did very well, or a version of it last month won Xpoints 34, so we're moving on to Xpoints 35. As a heads up, I did not hit record in time. We're on turn 3. Vicent has laid 2 land taxes in play. I have 3 lands, and I used to have a Sinbad in play, which has been Swords to Plowshares. So I'm on 21, he's on 20, and he just dug out 3 more lands. Thinned his deck a little bit, and I believe he's thinking about going on the offense. And he is. Granite Gargoyle hits the table. 2/2 flyer. I have 6 in hand, decided to play out that forest. Eat a land tax because 2 is 1 too many. And balance. Well, here comes 3 points at your face. I have 4 in hand, so I lose a land, he loses a creature. I believe he's still sitting on 7 due to that land tax search last turn. And he says, no big deal, I'll get rid of 3 lands. I do shut off the land tax because now we are down equal on lands. That balance came in the form of about a 4 for 2. And he says, hey, here's the Sedge Troll with 1 black mana up to regenerate. And answer back with a big Urnum Djinn. It always feels good when it hits the board and it's the biggest creature on the board. Deciding whether or not to play land, he does. And another sedge troll. Well, this could be a problem, although he does only have one black mana up. I have to give one of them Forest Walk, so I'm sure I'll be seeing it next turn. I turn my Urnum sideways. He blocks and regenerates. Play out a Sinbad. Oh, and eat a Sedge Troll for 2. Coming back from the Psyblast, I lose the 2, but he loses that Sedge Troll, which is a very fair trade-off. He plays out a Wheel of Fortune and loses a Disenchant. He also gets a Black Vice down on the playboard. I'm drawing 7. He's drawing 7. I lost an Urnum though. That definitely hurts. And he chucks down another Black Vice. 7 in hand. I'm going to be staring at 6 in a hurry from those 2 Black Vices. And he passes. Ooh, I have an answer in my upkeep. I'm going to Swords out his 3/3 Regenerator. Looks like I'm taking 2 damage from each Black Vice for 4 total. Headed down to 15 life. Play out a Strip Mine. And I'm swinging in for 5. No use in drawing with that Sinbad, as those 2 Black Vices are doing some work. Play out a Birds of Paradise and go down to 5 cards in hand. Plays out a City. What a Granite Gargoyle. He can pump for 2 right now, up to 2 red sources, one being the City, so he is losing a life. But next turn he'll be able to pump to 3, and I don't think he's going to wait because he chucks down a Chaos Orb. Does he want to flip? Who doesn't want to flip an orb? Just tap 1 land, flip cards in the air. And he's activating the orb. Choosing his target, I'm sure it's aiming for the Urnum's head. Flipping and insta-kill. My Urnum goes to the bin. He's got his Gargoyle out there. Board position's kind of flipping back and forth still. He's showing me all the space he has in front of him to play more cards at me next turn. I'm taking 2 from the 2 Black Vices in play with 5 in hand. Oh, unload a land, and I am ready to draw some more cards, I guess, with an Ancestral. It's tough to pass up. It is just damage. Chaos Orb of my own. And I want to do some flippy flippies. I'm sure I'm not targeting my own Sinbad, but I'm taking out his Granite Gargoyle. It's a hit, so yeah. I crack back myself this turn. Oh, Birds of Paradise, which doesn't do a whole lot. And Sinbad, because 18 turns is too many for him to live, so now he's down to a 17 turn clock. Doesn't see any options to do anything, so he passes back to me. Taking some more vice damage. And playing the other part of my draw engine, Sylvan Library. So I will be digging if it sticks on the board till next turn. A couple extra cards out. Nice little visit to the library. Always a happy time. And he says, nope, disenchant on that library. And I say no right back. I'll counter that with my green spell. Don't hurt my permanents. With a Void Fate, that's a huge play with a Void Fate. He does bolt off my Sinbad, so that does slow down the extra card draw, but I'm still digging. Really, at this point, I'd probably take the Sylvan Library and play over the Sinbad. I'm okay with that trade. But that Avoid Fate feels huge right here. I mean, all we've been doing is going back and forth. Ouch. Ouch. So he just threw down a Blood Moon. He's got a lot of basic lands in play. I only have one Plains. My savior right now is those 2 Birds of Paradise. If he does something with those, I'm going to be in deep trouble. I only carry 1 forest. It's either 2 or 3 plains in the deck, and then left in the deck, creatures that can produce mana are just 1 more Birds of Paradise and 1 Land of War Elf. So if he can answer any of those mana solutions I have, I am in big trouble. I'm looking at my hand. I know I need to get ahead, so 4 life to get ahead. He hasn't. I know he has burn, but that leaves me with 7. I'm turning things sideways. Oh, there's an answer. Urnham Jin. And there's another huge answer. Wow. A 4-4 and a 4-5. Sarah flying through the skies, aiming for the head. Urnham's more of a body shot, swinging through the trees. And he's passing, so this looks good for me. I'm going to deal 8 this turn if it all makes it in. He's at 16. He's on a 2-turn clock. I'm turning things sideways. And he's reaching to subtract life, so he is down to 8. Wow. What does he have? Does he have some answers? He needs them now. He needs them now. And, oh, there we go. Swords to Plowshare. Oh, wow. Power Sink. And he says, ouch, that hurts. I make him tap all his land. Wow. That was close. The Void Fate on the Sylvan put me through. It's funny, I remember playing my regular matches thinking Void Fate didn't help me that much. Seemed like I died with it in my hands. So this is start of game 2. He drops the plains into a Savannah Lions with some quick heat. I drop out a Lana Ward to get a little ahead on mana because all my threats are 4 to 5. He's coming in for 2. The clock is on for me. Play my second land. Crack back for 1. Put him on a 20-turn clock. And a Sinbad. So I'm no doubt trying to get my draw engine down to get extra cards and start dealing with some of his threats. Only one down right now is that Savannah Lions, but I'm sure he's looking to add to it. Turn a land sideways, and a Granite Gargoyle is in play again. So he's got 2 2-power creatures. I have 4 turns without blockers. Although I do have a couple blockers down, but I'd rather keep them in play and do other things. Oh. And Big Body Urnham hits the table on turn 3 for me. Doesn't make that Savannah Lions look so angry anymore. It's just a tame little kitty cat sitting over there. And he has an answer. He's going to give me 4 life, and I assume he's going to try and take it right back away from me. And here he goes. Trying to decide whether to block or not with the Sinbad. I am blocking, and I am milling my own Sarah Angel straight to the graveyard. Who needs those pesky angels? I was just looking to pick up a free land, and you really roll the dice. I mean, it is a bit of a gamble with that Sinbad. Um, he offers more threats on the table with another gargoyle. I try and come in for one because I have to keep his clock ticking down. He's down to 18 turns with two 2/2 flyers on the table. He is in the driver's seat right now. And I'm back down to 16. Oh, I think I miscalculated. I'm at 14 now. And he is passing. I know I need to find answers, and they need to come relatively quickly. Turn my elf sideways again for one more point of damage. Uh-oh, and I'm passing. That's not a good sign. That Sarah Angel that I chucked right in the graveyard with my Sinbad would be helpful right now. Obviously, a best of 3 matchup right now, and he is just eating away life points. I mean, next attack, I'm going to be staring at 6 life, and he's got a lot of burn in that deck. I mean, I'm a bolt in the chain away from being done with this game. I'm speeding back in with my 1/1 Llanowar Elf. And like I mentioned before, he is in the driver's seat for this game right now. 4 more life points gone. I'm down to 6. He adds another threat in the form of a Savannah Lion, so I'm going to have to keep that Llanowar up to try and fend off that lion. Or I'm not. Nope, he's not blocking. 1 more point down for him. I'm sure that was part of my overall plan. I just need to do something. Hopefully. Tapping lands. Got 2 tapped. It's a balance. Balance feels good. He's losing a couple creatures. I'd rather my Llanowar Elf be gone and just wipe the board at this point, but he's not falling for it. He's not chump blocking my elf or blocking my elf because he knows I'm up to something. So balance did feel good. I'm sitting with 1 more card than he is, so decisions. I am pitching out a disenchant and losing 1 land. That's City of Brass. Oh, and here comes a regrowth. Regrowth is good. I'm regrowthing my Sarah Angel that I milled out. And I still have 5 lands in play with 4 of them being able to produce white. So guess what we're seeing next turn? It's going to be a Sarah Angel. He's still cracking back for 2. Oh, wow. And like I mentioned before, he's got burn in there. I'm sure he's itching to use it, but not before throwing down another Sedgestrel. Wow, that Sarah may not be just enough for me. Tapping 4. Oh, Wrath of God. And that's something I like to see right now. Although it was a 2 for 2, he had the heavy pressure on me. I lost, obviously, the Wrath and my Llanowar Elf. Oh, no! Oh, no! Just when I think I'm getting back ahead and gonna take this game over, he throws down his own 4/4 and says, you know what? That's fine. Let's play. big girls are out to play. So here we go. I get to draw. Have to throw mine down because he can't come in for 4. I will be finished. He says, I'm coming. I have to block. We trade. Ouch. Oh no. That's 1 life I'm at. Chain lightning to the face. I am I am answering back with that Sarah Angel though. That's what I'm doing. But I am a bad sneeze away from dying. He throws down a Spirit Link to ward off my Sarah. Deals 4, he gains 4. I don't want to play that game. I have a Disenchant. Oh, yes. And Sarah is back on course. Straight to the face for 4. I'm eating life. 3 turns. Oh, no. That's a bolt to the face. That's how they go? Do I have an answer? I don't. I think I'm trying to convince him to play it on my Sarah Angel. I have an Avoid Fate in hand, but he's not falling for it. He just sticks that 3 damage straight to my face and takes game number 2. So we're off to game number 3. Winner take all, and I'm starting very, very strong. Tundra into Ancestral on his upkeep. And he's answering back with some heat. Savannah Lions. I don't want to see the Savannah Lions again, so I'm going to give him 2 life in the form of a Swords to Plowshare, and he's going to get his Savannah Lions out of there. And I was 1 card over, so my discard, I have to discard that Avoid Fate. I hope that doesn't come back to bite me later. That seemed pretty good here as of late. I play a Desert. Desert does huge things in the form of can tap for a colorless mana, or very importantly, in Xpoints, deals 1 damage to target attacking creature. So, big fan of Desert. Take 1 point from the city and drop a Sylvan. I like to go to the library. Do a little reading down into my deck. Plays a land and passes. I'm looking 2 extra cards down and playing out a Llanowar Elf. So if he doesn't have an answer in 22 cards, that Llanowar Elf's going to take the game. Obviously, that's not going to happen. He is going to pull something up. His deck is pretty quick. Drops out a dual land. Turns it sideways to play a Sedge Troll. That Sedge Troll is 3/3. He does have 1 black up for regeneration purposes. Very ideal to keep those things alive. I take 1 for my draw from Sylvan. And say, get that thing out of here. I swords that Sedge Troll on away. And he goes to 25. Turn my elf sideways and bring him back down to 24. He's got another answer. Granite Gargoyle is hit the table again. And he passes. Oh. I take 1 for tapping my city, and then I tap everything and play a control magic. And I say, hey, I like your creature. Can I play with it? He doesn't have a response, so I now have a Granite Gargoyle of my own. And oh man, so no Disenchant. He's got to chain his own Granite Gargoyle. I'll take that one all day long. 2 for 1. He's not using that chain lightning on a Sarah Angel, um, and not towards an Urnum or my life total. So that's not a bad trade off. I do like that. Tapping 4 for an Urnum. Here he comes. 4/5. I have 5 in hand. So you have an answer to the Urnum. He's taking some time to think about his next play. And he passes. Oh, wow. Okay. He's still got a lot of life, but he does have to answer that thing pretty soon. I'm cracking in for 4. It's good. He's down to 20. Kind of feels like we're just back to the beginning, except for we each have some land in play. I'm ahead with that Urnum, but he answers back with the Sedgestrill. Does a pretty good job as blocker. Oh no, and I power sink. So Sedgestrill doesn't stay in play. He responds to that power sink and swords out my Urnum, and then taps out the rest of his land. So that was a pretty big exchange. He ate that Urnum. I got a few life back. And he says, for good measure, let's go ahead and clear the board. I'm going to bolt off your Llanowar Elf. He knows that 20 turn clock's ticking, so no, I'm sure he just doesn't want to see me slam down a Sarah Angel next turn. Oh man, so I slammed down an Urnum again instead. Still have 5 in hand. He's got another Granite Gargoyle. I think we have a discussion about how many red mana sources he has up. And he says, I have enough down here that I can keep my guy alive and block your guy, so no big deal. I dig up a land, turn mine sideways. Oh, he doesn't. He's still missing one, so he needs to untap. Oh my gosh, and here comes another Urnum. He needs something big, because he's going to be 2 for 1 if he drops a Sarah. I mean, I guess he can pump his Gargoyle if he has enough, and then bolt the Urnum, deal 5 back, and keep his Gargoyle alive. That's about his best solution now. He's going to see those things turning sideways every turn. And here I go. Does block 1. Pumps 3 times, so there's 4 damage off the board, but 4 is still coming in. He moves down to 12. I pass with 5. Oh, Spirit Linking and Urnum. So that's taking. Oh, man. A Void Fate. Oh, wow. That was huge. Counters instants or enchantments. That Spirit Link just missed. My 1 green counter spell. Oh, no. And I just swords off his creature. I give him 2 life, but I'm taking 8. That will put him down to 6 after that life goes through. Wow. Oh, man. That Avoid Fate, I think. And he says, yeah, you got it. I still have a Sarah Balance of Disenchant. And I show my regrowth that's been sitting on the top of my library for a long time. I left it on top with the Sylvan every turn in case he wiped out my hand. I could go pick up Ancestral, draw 3, and keep going. Um, but wow, that was big. And the Void Fate, I hate to say it, but I think that was the decision of that game, or at least it ended it there. We're going to stick around and show what we brought in and out. I did bring in a second Avoid Fate for him, 2 control magics, and a disenchant. I took out my Psy Blast, which are typically the first things to go. Alright everyone, thanks for watching. Before too long we'll have a top 8 game up, and have a good day.